President John Mahama inaugurates new cargo center at airport.
Parliament resumes sitting for the last time before December break.
Hello, good evening and welcome. This is News Hour live on GBC24. We are also live on Ghana Television. My name is Akbene Avo Ajaja.
And my name is Evans Achampon. Now, to begin with, the President, Mr. John Mahama, has inaugurated the office building of the new Ghana Airport's cargo center near the Kotoka International Airport in Accra. It is expected to offer the most advanced cargo handling operations in West Africa. Napoleon Atokito reports.
It was built in 29 months, has 100,000-ton cargo capacity, 3,300 square meters of spider glass facade with a labor density of 250. Swissport Ghana Limited, a subsidiary of Swissport International, the world's largest and leading independent ground handling company, and the Ghana Airports Cargo Company, GACC, jointly invested in the construction of the multi-million-dollar cargo complex. GACC is a joint venture company by Air Ghana and the Ghana Airports Company Limited. The cargo hub is located near the Kotoka International Airport, adjacent to the old cargo house called AFGO. It will position Accra as a cargo handling hub in West Africa.
It is indeed heartwarming to see the completion of the first ever PPP project within the aviation industry of Ghana. We believe this project has laid down the foundation for others to emulate and partner the public sector in the provision of infrastructure and other facilities required for the socio-economic development of the country.
The warehouse cargo handling equipment have many amenities. These include a fully automated storage and retrieval system, 2,000 accommodating pallet positions, a mini shipment tower, 2 cold stores, a temperature-controlled area, a bullion store, X-ray scanners, and the highest level of security controls, as well as a 24/7 CCTV monitoring system.
We are extremely proud to be associated with this initiative that gives Swissport International the opportunity to contribute to the economic development of the country by creating new jobs and also by bringing the air cargo at Kotoka International to the next level.
This is another infrastructure project that government has been very excited about, and that's a growing list of major projects that will impact positively on our economy as a whole and that of businesses and individuals. We've been touting our work towards a transformation of the economy, and I've repeatedly indicated that the beginning will always seem tough, but the future holds a lot of good benefits to our country.
The tenant office block within the structure is earmarked for 50 of Ghana's leading cargo and logistics companies, including airlines, freight forwarders, and a bank. Napoleon Atukito reporting.
Parliament has resumed sitting for the last time before the general elections. An issue of concern for the Member of Parliament for Old Tafo, Dr. Anthony Akutose, was the conditions of service and emoluments of Article 71 office holders as enshrined in the Constitution. He demanded that the committee set up by the President to determine their emoluments present its recommendations to the House to enable members know their fate before the House goes on recess in the first week of next month.
Though the House did not have full complement of members, the Speaker, Mr. Ibrodo Ajaho, welcomed the lawmakers back from the recess. After a summary of the business statement for the week by the Majority Leader, Mr. Alban Bagbin, the MP for Old Tafo, Dr. Anthony Akutose, raised concerns about the conditions of service and emoluments of Article 71 office holders as enshrined in the Constitution. The MPs want their salaries, allowances, facilities and privileges due them to be determined. The MP for Sekendi, Papa Usu Ankoma, also contributed to the matter.
My question is, on the recommendation of the committee referred to in clause 1 of this article, as we speak, we have 3 weeks, and the committee has not submitted the report to us to enable us discharge this major constitutional obligation. And I'll just plead with the Honorable Majority Leader to ensure that the committee fulfills its obligation under Article 71(2), so that before Parliament is prorogued, we have fulfilled this important constitutional duty.
The party leader, Alban Bagbin, responded to the plea of the MPs.
I will try and follow up on the issue so that it will come earlier. I agree with you that we should have sufficient time to go through the report and then maybe make in some inputs to improve upon what they were proposed. Whereas for us to approve and for them to also approve, but we need to have some time to go through it. So I will take it up and then follow up on it. Mr.
Bagbin also made a case on the need for the House to prioritize the passage of the Right to Information Bill before the House rises in November. Sitting continues tomorrow, the 12th of October 2016.
The University of Education, Winneba, has signed a memorandum of understanding with 3 other colleges of education in the country. The teacher training colleges are Mampong College of Technical Education, St. Vincent College of Education at Yendi in the Northern Region, and Al Farouk College of Education at Wenchi in the Bono Ahafo Region. The signing of the MOU follows the passage of the College of Education Act by government to upgrade all teacher training colleges into tertiary institutions.
The University of Education, Winneba, is the only university with a special mandate to train professional and competent teachers for all levels of education in the country. The signing of the MOU is consistent with the university's vision. The University of Education, Winneba, is the only university with a special mandate to train professional and competent teachers for all levels of education in the country. The signing of the MOU is consistent with the university's vision of entering into developmentally oriented relationship with like-minded institutions in Ghana and beyond. The teacher training colleges are Mampong College of Technical Education, St. Vincent College of Education at Yendi in the Northern Region, and Al Farouk College of Education at Wenchi in the Bono Ahafo Region. Short ceremonies were held separately for the signing of the MOU at Winneba. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Education, Winneba, Professor Mauto Avoke, explains that the collaboration will promote quality teaching and learning in the educational sector.
The type of partnership we seek, or Al Farouk is seeking, or the type of mentoring again that we provide is one that will ensure consistent, remarkable growth over a period of time.
The principals of Mampong Technical College of Education, Reverend Dr. Victor Nuako Avoto and Wahab Swaliba, acting principal of Al Farouk College of Education, expressed appreciation to the University of Education for accepting to mentor and help upgrade their colleges into top-class colleges of education in the country.
Experts in food and agriculture met in Accra to deliberate on achieving food and nutrition security and ending hunger in Ghana by 2025. They discussed the findings of a stock-taking exercise conducted by the University for Development Studies.
Ghana is one of the few countries in Africa that was able to meet the Millennium Development Goal 1 to eradicate extreme hunger and poverty before 2015. The country, however, still has some major challenges in total reductions in hunger and poverty, especially in the northern, upper west and upper east regions, in some rural areas, and among women and children. The research undertaken by the University of Development Studies looked at the assessment of the enabling environment for the achievement of food and nutrition security for all in Ghana. The research also identified some major gaps that makes achieving food and nutrition security a challenge.
We are saying that let's make the policies, let's make the plans, but let's carry it to the district level so that they understand what's happening. And they will agree with us. They will even teach us some things so that at least things will happen because implementation is at that level.
The Director of Budget and Planning at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Mr. Daniel Boating Ohene, said the study is important in light of Ghana's commitments to eradicating hunger and malnutrition.
I'm excited about this study because it maps out systematically policies, plans, strategies, programs and projects over the years to show where we are coming from with respect to food and nutrition security, and outlines future directions to eradicate hunger and malnutrition at all levels.
The Regional Strategy Coordinator of the Food and Agriculture Organization, Beth Crawford, said the eradication of hunger is a complex challenge, but one that can be done with strong political will and the contribution of relevant stakeholders such as the private sector.
In the next 15 years, an additional investment of $160 million per year per person living in extreme poverty is needed to end hunger. We have to pursue this objective not only by strengthening and reinforcing our ongoing initiatives and programs, but also by thinking out of the box, transcending conventional thinking on the nature of social and economic actors, and supporting innovative solutions capable of empowering the most in need.
The meeting was, among other things, to review recent and ongoing national and regional actions supporting the eradication of hunger in the country.
The president has formally been informed about the death of the paramount chief of Asin Atandanso traditional area, Nana Tibu Asari, who passed away last year. A delegation led by the acting paramount chief of Asin Atandanso, Osiadeyo Kwenchi Berima, paid a courtesy call on President John Mahama and invited him to the funeral in late November. Asin Joabin, which is adopted by the first family, falls within Asin Atandanso traditional area of the central region.
Enkane papa mu no nanka first time I baby shia o mampani nanka nyesa afade ena wo se ekurai yefra first time de nanka yam frantuma golda nanka nananom ne yefra ntuma fita enti se ena o mampani hu ya wa ha sa afade ya na siasa asem kase na ato atenensumani na ye nyina no so President near Omampani. Yafano president to say or adopted a son of Asin attendant to traditional area. Nina say yen Omahine Nanatibu Asari out Tosumien. And fear last year, April 2015. And now or therefore, Atwa Nanano one said.
Nana was a quite well-respected chief, and the unique thing about him is that he ascended to the throne twice. At first in 1951, and then he abdicated and went back into normal civilian life. Worked with various organizations, including Cocoa Marketing Board, and also, I'm informed, Coca-Cola. He worked there for some time. But in the early First Republic, he worked with the Farmers Council, which was a very powerful agricultural council. And he reascended to the throne in 1990 and remained the paramount chief of Asin Atandanso until his passing last year.
In State of the Race this evening, the presidential nominee of the Independent People's Party, Mr. Kofi Palu, says his party will go to court to seek redress over his rejection by the Electoral Commission. Similarly, the General Secretary of the PNC, Mr. Bernard Mona, says his party will sue the EC because the reasons for which the forms of the PNC were rejected were trivial. These submissions were made on GBC24's special program on Tuesday morning.
She has no basis to disqualify me. She has no basis to disqualify me. We are going to go to court on this, and I want the court to put injunction on the elections. And these elections, I don't think will come. Yeah, if the EC continue the way she's going, these elections will not come.
All right, for the rule of natural justice, we're supposed to be called to say that these are the errors we have detected on our form. Do you have any explanations? Isn't that the case? Are you dismissed from school without your being heard? Are you convicted without being heard? And I'm saying that none of these processes was done. The Electoral Commission just didn't on us. And we are saying that it is too harsh a decision. It is true some persons on our form may have signed for another political party, either out of ignorance, or they just did not even know what they were doing, or it was also deliberate because the Electoral Commissioner or the chairman of the Electoral Commission cannot be in Badabo polling station to know what is going on there. It is what will be reported to the Electoral Commission. Similarly, the national chairman or general secretary of a political party cannot be in all the 215 districts. And so we'll send our agents and our forms around so that they can be filled and returned to us. We'll take it as done when the forms are returned to us. Only for the Electoral Commission to detect some difficulties. It is proper that the Electoral Commission should draw our attention if it is not a deliberate thing to say that we are going to disqualify or we are going to be too high-handed. Dr. Raymond Atuguba, who is our lawyer, has already been activated so that they can work on our legal processes. We are still also talking. We are not in a fight with the Electoral Commission, so we are talking with the Electoral Commission to let them know that it is not all the time that formality over or rigid concentration on formality works. That there are times that you have to look at certain aspects of engagement rather than just saying that you are going to do strict appliance of law.
For those who would have the opportunity to do the remedy, she indicated those people, that person, and said, look, I'm giving you 4 or 5 days, go and see whether or not you can remedy this, and then bring it back and let us see
That's
what
the case
party. You understand? So that is clear. But for the others, it should be presumed from the facts. She says that, look, I'm unable to accept, because it's the acceptance of that thing that actually puts you on the ballot paper. So once she has not accepted it, I think the next, avenue or the next channel of communication here is going to be the law courts, where you have to go for a judicial review of an administrative action. But you see, Madam Senator said something cleverly. She says that it is not an exercise of discretion where she would determine whether or not she would accept Mr. Palu's document or would not accept Mr. Palu's document. She says that, strictly speaking, I think that she is a positivist. When you have such a person sitting in the saddle, the person looks at the law stricto sensu and says that the law says provide B here, the law says put A here, the law says put C here. Now, if she doesn't find these things, she thinks that you haven't adequately met the tenets of what her regulation tells us to do.
A day of shame for political parties and the way they go about their. It was particularly, I will single out a political party like the People's National Convention, the PNC. This is about the 5th time Edward Mahama was making an attempt to the presidency. So this is not the first time, and of course he ought to be abreast with the rules. So for his party to be disqualified based on some of these, basic administrative lapses, for me beats my imagination. Sincerely, I can't really think through. There are some of them who are going, who are contesting for the second time, and I'm sure this thing should have been a problem for them. So for them to be beaten by these minor issues, for me, I find that quite a serious thing. I was happy for the news because for once I can say that our democratic institutions are beginning to be very, very assertive.
And the flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party, Dr. Papakwesi Indum, has described the grounds upon which the EC disqualified him as presidential candidate for the 2016 elections as an administrative and clerical error. He says the party is requesting a 5-minute audience with the EC to clarify the said anomalies.
Dr. Papakwesi Indum said the party have already corresponded with the EC through emails to seek audience with the EC chairperson, Mrs. Charlotte Osei, and would give the EC until the end of the week to respond to the party.
I am here to call on the Electoral Commission, specifically the returning officer for the presidential election, who also happens to be the chairperson of the EC, to allow the opportunity to meet with me to rectify any anomaly identified in the nomination papers amicably. I have had a full discussion with my lawyers, and we have reviewed the document that we filed, which was just given to us today. And here's the document. I believe that it is a simple administrative or clerical matter that can be resolved.
Dr. Indum said, though his lawyers have agreed on another option of legal right should the EC not respond, he believes in the rule of law and respects the views of the EC and therefore hopes to solve the issue amicably and peacefully.
I in no way want to disrupt the electoral process that is underway in this country and cause any kind of uncertainty. However, if we cannot solve this matter simply, administratively, then we will take the legal route and go to court to seek satisfaction so that I can be on the ballot.
He urged party supporters and parliamentary candidates to, however, remain focused. Dr. Papakwesi Indum was on Monday disqualified by the EC to contest as a presidential candidate for the PPP in the December elections. It was on the grounds of double signatory that has been alleged as fraudulent, but the PPP says it is an administrative and clerical error that can be solved. Mavis Ofei Champo, GBC24, Accra.
Good evening, you most welcome to the business news. My name is Esther Edu Ohumewu. Local cement manufacturers say they will be compelled to cut jobs in the sector following the increase in importation of cement into the country. At a news briefing, the manufacturers said unfair trade practices are threatening the collapse of the cement industry. The local manufacturers are therefore calling on government to impose measures to discourage cement imports and protect local industries.
Cement manufacturers comprising Diamond and Gassem produce 8 million tons of cement annually. The country's demand for cement currently stands at 5 million tons per annum. This gives a surplus capacity of about 3 million tons. According to the local cement manufacturers, They have the capacity to meet the demands of cement in the country, but from 2014, there has been an increase in the importation of cement, mainly from China, competing with local manufacturers. The manufacturers said they paid over 700 million Ghana cedis in taxes and duties to government and also employ 3,000 workers. As a result, there is the need for government to protect the local industry to save the jobs it offers the teeming youth. According to the chairman of the Cement Manufacturers Association, Dr. Dawson Amwa said, apart from unfair trade practices, the quality of the imported cement are a major concern.
It is therefore mind-boggling to see the ascendance of imports of cement from China by Seoul and Fujian, from Korea and Nigeria by Dangote Cement Company, despite persistent petitions that we, the manufacturers, that we have the installed capacities to meet locals' demand. Imported cement, whether bulk or bagged, must therefore be tested and required for the maximum 28 days compressive strength before release onto the market. This is a practice currently going on in Cote d'Ivoire. Why can't it be done in Ghana?
The senior policy officer of the Association of Ghana Industries, John Adraki, told GBC24 that the concern of the local manufacturers are genuine and government must act quickly to save the industry.
We also have rules and regulations to go by. So if those rules and regulations are being flouted in a way, then it is a disadvantage of industry locally, which of course will lead to a lot of consequences which we know.
The manufacturers want the Trade Ministry to enforce the import bill to the latter to reduce import and save the local industries.
Dubbed the Joy Ambassador Program by Mondelez International, 15 volunteers from 11 countries around the world are in Ghana to learn and serve in some cocoa communities. For 14 days, the participants will interact with cocoa farmers, share ideas and discuss opportunities in securing a sustainable cocoa supply chain.
The skills exchange trip to cocoa farming communities in Ghana, also known as the Joy Ambassador Program, is in its third year. It is a flagship of Mondelez International through Cocoa Life. The program is centered on enhancing capacity to cocoa farmers' cooperative societies, which are critical to stakeholders in the cocoa supply chain. These cooperatives provide individual cocoa farmers with increased access to markets, finance and inputs, and more importantly, serve as a hub to share best practices. At a conference in Accra to brief the participants on their activities for the next 2 weeks, country lead for Mondelez International, Ya Pepra Amekuji, said the program will offer a wide range of skills from research and development, marketing, manufacturing to finance and law.
In this month, when Mondelez International employees volunteer for community work, thereby learning new skills for self-development, our 15 Joy Ambassadors will work on cocoa farms and help train cooperative members and community leaders on developing their business management skills. Each year, our Joy Ambassadors have returned to their respective countries with fresh perspectives and insights that inspire and grow our people as well as help to anchor impact on the ground.
Bryony Macomb, an innovation manager from Global Chocolate in South Africa, and Nick Wright, a talent and organizational effectiveness manager from the United Kingdom, are participants of the 2016 Joy Ambassador Program.
I'm here to spend time with the local communities to teach them about business skills, ways to develop the communities, ways to enhance the way that they can grow cocoa, and overall to try and improve the community and business skills of the local people here in Ghana.
For me,
a lot about leadership, to be honest. It's one of the key foundations of the program is to develop us as better, more effective leaders. So for me personally, to take the spirit and to take the learnings here from Ghana and to be much, much better leader in what I do when I go back to my business, and also to help leadership for other people here and within the communities within Ghana.
From the 2 previous programs, 23 participants have served in communities like Esikesu, Ademra and Aisikrom, among others. This year, 15 participants will be in the Setre East District, serving in communities like Senieja, Ogwa and Senchi. Miriam Adoma Kobuatin, GBC24, Accra.
South Korean tech giant Samsung has permanently ceased production of its high-end Galaxy Note 7 smartphones. This is after reports that the device was catching fire. Owners are expected to return the phones for a refund or exchange for a different Samsung phone. Samsung had already reduced Galaxy Note 7 production volumes. The company shares closed at 1,545,001, with around $18 billion being wiped off the value of the company. Samsung's loss could be Apple's gain. Shares in the US technology titan closed 1.74% higher on Monday on the hopes that Samsung customers might defect. The firm said it recently readjusted the production volume for thorough investigation and quality control, putting consumer safety as top priority. However, the company has reached a final decision to halt production of Galaxy Note 7s. Consumer tech analysts say Samsung should call it a day on production of the Galaxy Note 7 to limit long-term risk to the brand. However, South Korea's finance minister had warned that the country's exports will be hurt if the phone model was scrapped. In September, Samsung recalled around 2.5 million phones after complaints of exploding batteries. It later insisted that all replaced devices were safe. However, that was followed by reports that those phones were catching fire too. Now let's have the interbank rates. City Board is up next. Orange News is next. Now, government has expressed concern over the continuous rejection of ECOWAS brown cards issued by Ghanaian insurance companies in some francophone countries. As a result, Ghanaian motorists are harassed in these countries. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says the development impedes the sub-region's agenda to facilitate the free movement of goods and services.
The ECOWAS Brown Card was established and signed by 16 West African countries in 1982 in Cotonou, Benin. The main objective of the scheme is to guarantee victims of road accidents a prompt and fair compensation of damages caused by non-resident motorists from ECOWAS member states who visit their territory. The Brown Card insurance covers third-party liability for injury, death, and property arising from accidents caused by motorists from other member states. 34 years after its introduction, some Francophone West African countries continue to reject ECOWAS brown cards issued by Ghanaian insurance companies. Speaking at the 33rd session of the Council of Bureau of the ECOWAS brown card, the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mr. Emmanuel Bombande, called on the ECOWAS Commission to intervene.
In view of such development, which is rather retrogressive, a larger number of our haulage vehicle drivers and owners have resorted to buying insurance from other countries to avoid the harassment and inconvenience they experience. This is in no doubt against the tenets of the protocol and gives cause to all of us for real concern.
The chairman of the Haulage Transport Operators of Ghana, Abdullahi Baba, narrated the plight of his members, adding that they have been forced to acquire insurance policies in Francophone countries.
They tell us that our brown card is valueless, so they don't need it. So our drivers, even most of our Ghanaian drivers, 90% are taking the Niger, Togo, and Burkina brown card.
The chief executive of the Ghana National Bureau of the ECOWAS brown card scheme, Mr. Patrick Ejekum, is hopeful a permanent solution will be found to the challenge soon.
We keep on raising the issue at our various meetings. We usually have 2 zonal meetings and a council meeting, and we keep on raising the issue.
The 33rd session of the Council of Bureau of the ECOWAS brown card will review the insurance scheme while seeking the assistance of the ECOWAS Commission to improve the program.
And that was business. Have a good evening.
Welcome back. This is the health segment brought to you by FPAC. An initiative to support disabled persons to realize their full potential and to prepare them to be active global citizens has been launched in Accra. Dubbed Hope Power, the project is part of activities to climax the 15th anniversary celebrations of the Hope for Future Generations, which also coincided with the celebration of the UN International Day of the Girl Child.
According to the World Health Organization, about 2 million of the Ghanaian population are living with various forms of disability. In its 15 years journey, Hope for Future Generations has championed the cause to improve the lives of persons with disabilities, the girl child, and women empowerment.
We are responsible and we are fully committed to ensuring that people have healthy lives no matter where they are and no matter their state of health.
The celebration was under the theme Championing Equal Opportunities for Women and Children through Sustainable Partnerships. The Hope Power project seeks to integrate disabled persons into families to receive support to enable them to make meaningful contributions to national development. The executive director of Hope for Future Generations, Mrs. Cecilia Senu, was optimistic that the Hope Power initiative will impact the lives of persons with disabilities. The country rep for the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, Dr. Babatunde Ahonsi, called for relevant education modules that will encourage adolescents to overcome social, cultural, and health challenges.
In the last 2 years plus that I've worked in Ghana, I've been quite impressed by just her level of dedication, her passion for issues of inclusion, of empowering the disadvantaged, of opening up opportunities, increasing life chances for those who ordinarily will not get such opportunities.
And that was the health segment brought to you by FPAC. Blows your pain away.
And you're welcome to the sports segment. My name is Adline Seli Bebley. Paul Pogba scored a wonder goal to secure a crucial World Cup qualifying win for France in Holland. And Portugal cruised to a comfortable 6-0 victory against Minos Faroes Island in their World Cup qualifier. Andre De Silva notched a first-half hat-trick to claim the limelight from Cristiano Ronaldo. And that's all for the sports news. Up next is entertainment with Valerie.
Hello, good evening. Time for the art segment. My name is Valerie Danso. Folklore legend Kweku Anansi has been featured in a peace song about the two major political parties here in Ghana. The character shares the wish for the country to remain peaceful.
Love my Ghana to the bone. You want no fear no mini po. So the fighting and the backbiting could have stopped the rising of the nation, you know.
Kweku Anansi's I Love My Ghana is an animated music video by Takman Music and Parables Animation.
I love my Ghana, so go tell my Hama, and Nana I love my Ghana, so go tell my Hama, and Nana I love my Ghana.
Takman is a musician who has built his art around an indigenous musical instrument called the kushka. Takman has added his voice to the call for peace before, during, and after the elections.
When I'm in the go slow, ooh, I love a bodo. I'm down here in Miami, see they call it coming. Any kind of we don't want no war, no war, no war, no war in Ghana. All we need is peace, yeah, in Ghana. All we need is peace.
In collaboration with Parables, the song tells the story of a calm Ghana.
Dancehall artist Shatta Wale is trending this political season as both the NDC and the NPP are using two of his hit songs on their campaign platforms. Shatta Wale is the only artist whose music has appeared on both platforms during an election.
During the NDC's manifesto launch in Sinyai, Shatta Wale's Mahama Pipa was a tune party members danced to. Recently, during the NPP manifesto launch, Shatta Wale's Kakai song was also used. Shatta Wale has reacted to these happenings on his Twitter page with the term Shattertics. He tweeted, "I never knew Nane Akufo-Addo was a great fan. You dey come like Kakai and Pa." This year's politics is called Shattertics. Who knows whether the two remaining political parties will choose any of Shatta Wale's songs.
That's all in this segment. Have a good evening.
And thank you so much for joining us for the news. We'll be back at 10:30 with News Tonight.
I'm grateful for your time.